Welcome to Module 1, Unit 2, Agriculture Business Management. In this lesson, we will discuss climate change impact and adaptation strategies in agriculture, expert opinions and forecasts on the future of agriculture. Climate change is no longer a distant concern for the agricultural sector. It is a daily, operational reality. Shifting rainfall patterns, rising temperatures, and the increased frequency of extreme weather events are already altering growing conditions, threatening yields, and introducing new pests and diseases across Europe and beyond. For agriculture business, especially those operating in water-stressed Mediterranean or mountainous regions, adaptation is no longer optional. It is prerequisite for long-term viability. This section explores how climate change is affecting agricultural systems and presents concrete, evidence-based adaptation strategies that can help farms become more resilient, productive, and sustainable under changing environmental conditions. Climate change manifests differently across geographies, but common patterns include increased temperature extremes, reducing yield of temperature-sensitive crops, and accelerating evapotranspiration, unpredictable rainfall and drought leading to water scarcity, soil salinization, and stress on irrigation infrastructure. More frequent extreme weather events, including floods, hail, storms, and heat waves, disrupting planting and harvest schedule and damaging crops. Shift in growing season, leading to mismatchment between crop development and traditional calendars. Increased pest and disease pressure as warmer winters fail to kill off pathogen and invading species expand their geographic range. In 2022, an early heatwave in the Thessalian plain caused severe flowering stress in stone-fruit orchards. Peaches, which typically require stable spring temperatures, saw a 27% yield decline. To respond, farmers shifted to later flowering cultivars and began installing shade nets and automated cooling misters supported by regional climate adaptation subsidies. Adaptation agriculture involves a spectrum of responses from technology and crop choices to management practices and institutional support. The most effective approaches are often integrated, combining environmental, technological, and financial components. Crop and variety diversification. Introducing more heat and drought-tolerant crop varieties or switching to crops with different seasonal windows can help spread risk. In vineyard, shifting to later ripening or lower sugar cultivars is an emergency strategy in southern Europe. Improve water management. Adopting precision irrigation such as drip system, moisture sensors, weather-tuned scheduling, reduce water waste and protect against drought losses. Collecting rainwater and using mulch or soil conditioners like zeolite can improve retention. Soil health and organic matter enhancement. Increasing soil organic carbon through composting, cover cropping, and reduced tillage improves water holding capacity, microbial resilience, and carbon sequestration. Healthier soils are more resilient to both drought and intense rainfall events. Agroforestry and shade system. Integrated trees or vertical structures can reduce wind and heat stress, provide habitat for pollinators, and diversify farm income. This is especially useful for high-value crops sensitive to sunburn or frost. Weather risk insurance and financial instruments. Climate index insurance schemes, such as based on rainfall or temperature data, offer financial buffers when weather causes severe income loss. EU rural development programs increasingly support access to such schemes. Early warning system and forecasting tools. Investing in localized weather data, disease modeling, and mobile alert systems can help farmers anticipate and act before damage occurs. Building climate resilience is not just an environmental concern, it directly affects profitability, risk exposure, and eligibility for funding under GAP econ schemes. Agribusinesses that invest in adaptation demonstrate market foresight, which can enhance their reputation and attract green investment. Collaborative solutions such as cooperative water management, shared storage, and advisory networks are essential for regions where farms are small and climate impacts are shared. Agriculture stands on the edge of a transformative era, driven by convergence of climate volatility, emerging technologies, and policy realignment. The sector is rapidly evolving beyond traditional production toward multifunctional, digitally enabled, and environmentally responsive systems. This section offers a synthesis of expert forecasts and strategic directions that are likely to shape agriculture practices over the next decade. What will agriculture look like in 2035? No single answer can capture the full picture. However, experts across research institutions, private industry, and international development bodies agree on one thing. Agriculture is approaching a point of transformation shaped by interlocking forces, climate stress, technological disruptions, and changing consumer priorities. This section synthesizes the latest expert insight and predictive models to help agriculture entrepreneurs, students, and policy-oriented producers align their strategies with the most plausible future. Smart farming, automation, AI, and decision intelligence. Technologies such as artificial intelligence, AI, robotics, and real-time monitoring systems are becoming increasingly central to farm operations. Agricultural robots are now being deployed for tasks like autonomous weeding, target pesticide spraying, and robotic harvesting, addressing labor shortages while improving efficiency. AI-based platforms also support farmers in making data-informed decisions related to input management, irrigation scheduling, and yield forecasting, transforming how decisions are made on the ground. The integration of digital twins virtual farm models based on the real-time data allows producers to simulate and optimize production scenarios under different climate or market conditions. Farmers will shift from being machinery operators to data supervisors. Note Spearman highlight the skill transitions required across all scales of farming. Regenerative and climate-smart practices will dominate. In response to escalating environmental pressures, agriculture is being restructured to serve both productivity and ecosystem stewardship. Practices like cover cropping, reduced tillage, composting, and integration of biodiversity in corridors are gaining institutional and market support. These approaches not only improve soil health and carbon sequestration, but also buffer against climate extremes. Moreover, carbon farming practices that sequester atmospheric carbon is being monetized through voluntary carbon market and emerging public subsidy schemes. The FAO projects that these schemes may constitute up to 50% of direct farm income in some EU regions by 2030. Expert insight: we will not farm the future climate with the same logic we farmed the past. Adaptive capacity is becoming the core asset of any agribusiness. Digitization will enable precision and accountability. The integration of Internet of Things system into agriculture enables hyper-local monitoring of soil moisture, disease indicators, and plant nutrient levels. When linked to AI-powered scheduling tools, these data streams support just-in-time intervention, minimizing waste and maximizing impact. In addition, digital traceability and QR-based transparency platforms are becoming essential for market differentiation. Retailers and certification schemes increasingly require digital records of origins, labor condition, and carbon footprint as a condition for premium market access. Policy and economic realignment will reward sustainability. Agriculture income trends remain volatile, with farm net income in the United States forecasted to rise by 29.5% in 2025, following a dip in 2024. Much of this recovery is linked to diversified income streams, including conservation payments, ecosystem services, and participation in agri-environmental programs. Global government policies are redirecting support toward environmentally beneficial outcomes. The OECD FAO Agriculture Outlook 2024-2033 projects that the most stable returns will favor farms aligned with climate mitigation, biodiversity, and water conservation targets. This slide highlights four key realities that farms and agribusiness need to prepare for. First, the platformization of food markets requires traceable and branded products. Second, environmental compliance, where farms not meeting sustainability benchmarks may lose support. Third, labor shortages and skill shifts as younger workers prefer data and technology over manual work. And finally, new value from so-called invisible products like carbon credits and biodiversity tokens, which can become additional revenue streams. Lessons learned: farmers will need to combine agronomic knowledge with digital and environmental literacy. Multifunctional farm models that deliver food, ecosystem services, and carbon benefits will access broader financial tools and subsidies. Decision-making will increasingly depend on predictive tools, mobile data dashboards, and machine-guided optimization. Access to traceable, certified, and platform-integrated supply chains will become a competitive advantage.